Welcome back to Business Success and the Antipodeans Abroad success stories. Yohan May Design was set up by two friends who shared a passion for interiors and saw the need for high quality but affordable home staging in the London property market. I sat down with one of the founders, Michele Lomax-Atijas, and here is what she had to share.
Well, a couple of years ago, I was, in a corporate job, needed to do something new, needed to design my life to fit in with motherhood and to be flexible. A friend of mine was putting a property that she had on the market and it was empty. She was looking for a home stager. So a home stager is someone who comes in and dresses a property. They'll furnish it and decorate it and make it look beautiful for a potential buyer. She was not very happy with sort of what was on offer here in London, and actually surprised at that given the property market here in London, and said, I think we can give this a go, we could probably do this better, let's go for it. So that's kind of where it all began a couple of years ago now.
Do you think being an expat obviously in London and starting a business, has that been sort of a pro or a con? I mean, would you say that that's made things easier for you or perhaps offered some challenges?
I think if you're starting a business anywhere, you're going to have challenges because you're going to be new, and you're going to have to sell yourself and network, which we can talk about later, I'm sure. But actually, in a city like London, there's people from all over the world here, so it's quite easy to sort of make a space for yourself here, and people are always so open and welcome here, so it hasn't really been a disadvantage in my opinion, in my experience.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, culturally in London, as you say, it's sort of a melting pot. There's just so many different people here, and would you say that you've bounced a lot of your business ideas off sort of friends, contacts and people that you've met from all over the world? Yeah,
absolutely. I think when you start a business, you really need to look at your immediate contacts. How can you get your name out there? Who do you know? Who do your friends know? How can you immediately get your name known and off the ground, and you need to get clients in as soon as possible. So absolutely.
I imagine a level of confidence there, sort of picking up the phone, making all these connections. Any advice to other people starting businesses in a city like London, perhaps a Kiwi or an Australian?
I think you really need to embody your brand. So whatever it is that you're doing and you're trying to sell, you need to live it and breathe it. You need to always be happy to talk about what you're doing, because whenever you're having a conversation about your business, you're effectively networking, and you never know where an opportunity could come by and who you speak to.
I think some of those conversations that you don't think are going anywhere, and it's it's the not what you know, who you know kind of thing.
Exactly.
Isn't it? And that's obviously helped you build your network.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, for us, developers are a key sort of ideal client for us because they're always going to have some project on the go. So it's about going to events, talking to real estate agents for us is really, really valuable because they're always going to recommend us to people that are selling their houses.
What are some of the biggest challenges you faced when you were starting out? I think you're 2 years into your business, is that right?
Exactly, yeah. So I think just actually what we're doing here, home staging or house dressing, is not really a well-known sort of service. So actually helping people to understand what service we offer and how it can add value to their house sale experience has been probably the most challenging thing, but we're actually now 2 years in finding that less people are asking what is home staging, which is really positive.
When you're looking at growing the business, how do you go about doing that? What are the sort of different tactics and strategies that you've been using for the last few years?
So word of mouth is really big for us. So we really rely on a client if they've had a good experience with us and they love the solution that we've provided them, recommending us to their real estate agents, their friends, anybody. So word of mouth is huge. So we really focus a lot on our customer service. We also focus a lot on search engine optimization, taking advantage of social media, especially in an image-based business such as ourselves. To have an online presence is really important.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think those things have really helped us in the last couple of years to get our name out there.
Well, Instagram is an important one, isn't it? And obviously that image piece and influencers and the amounts of sort of numbers that you can get of people looking at your brand is huge, right?
It's huge, and so creating an online presence and something that people are interested in looking at is really important. It's something that we're actually focusing on a lot over the next 12 months, so we hope to get a much bigger following.
Fantastic. What have you learnt about yourself, Michele, while you've been on this journey?
Well, I've learned I'm a lot more organised than I ever thought I would be. You have to juggle a lot starting a business, especially because you have to also rely on other sources of income if you're, starting from scratch. So being organised, definitely belief in oneself. Any self-doubt kind of goes away when you've, cracked it in a market like London. So definitely makes you feel really good about yourself, and I'm really proud of what we've achieved.
Well, you have absolutely done so well. And I mean, they say if you can make it in London, you can make it anywhere. On to advice for other people in similar situations to yourself, making it in a huge global market. What advice would you give, and any advice you've been given along the way?
Well, I've always had a lot of encouragement from my friends and family. So I think the thing that's kept me going is just my friends and family actually believing in me and encouraging me. Don't ever give up. You just have to go for it. And I think you also have to have passion. Like, if you don't have passion about what you're doing, it's so much easier to fail. I've always believed in what we're doing from the start, and you have to believe in yourself. You have to have passion, and I would really say that to anybody, anywhere in the world, of what you're doing.
Yeah, fantastic advice. Anything that you've learnt along the way with perhaps the wisdom of hindsight, you think, I might do that a bit differently next time, and learnings there?
Well, I'm sure that there's a lot of little bits and pieces, but actually our business has grown so much, and much more than we projected in the first 12 months. So it's gone better than I expected, so I actually can't think of anything that I would do differently. So no, not really.
Yeah, just rolling
with it, riding the wave.
Where to next for the business?
Well, as I said earlier, really more of a focus on marketing and getting our name out there. We've welcomed a new team member recently, so I'd like to see ourselves grow a little bit more over the next 12 months. We've also been thinking about maybe getting into retail, which would be nice to sort of expand on the styling part rather than just the staging. So I think there's a lot we could be doing over the next 12 months, and I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, absolutely excited for you. I know that you're obviously such a busy person. What do you do in your personal life that you see contributing to your business success?
Well, I've always been so passionate about interiors, so just knowing where to find things and, shop is extremely useful. I also think just the whole, again, the networking piece, you have to, when you're talking about your brand and your business and what you're doing, you have to sort of understand that you never know where this conversation can lead. So just networking. So I'm always, whoever will listen, I will talk to them about what I'm doing. And
I think that's really good advice. I speak to a lot of entrepreneurs about not being afraid to give away your idea and holding it onto to it yourself, and the value in hearing what so many different people and advice that they would give.
It's so true, and I don't even think if you're wanting to be an entrepreneur and start your own business, you don't have to have this bright new crazy idea that nobody's had before. It can be something that's been done before. You just have to be the best at it, and you just have to live and breathe it. And I think that you'll be successful. And
you absolutely do that. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been great to meet you today.
You too.
Thanks. That's it from me at Business Success. I hope you found tonight's show insightful. There's certainly some impressive work happening across the pond. Thanks, of course, for watching, and see you next week. Good night.